This political scientist of international political economy from Brown University, he's best known for his critique of austerity and the book Austerity, The History of a Bad Idea. It's Mark Blyth. Mark, thanks so much for taking time to talk with us today. How are you?
I'm doing fine, all things considered.
Okay, so now I've watched a lot of your videos. I've read a lot of the stuff you've written, and I don't really understand most of it because I'm dumb. I'm a nightclub performer, and I'm not really highly educated. Now, let me just give your background real quickly. You say you grew up on the welfare state in Scotland, and it's remarkable because you went from the welfare state to an Ivy League professor. Now, just tell people, what does that mean when people hear welfare state? What do you mean by that?
All right, so I've been in the US for 26 years, so let's put it in American context. Generally speaking, welfare in the ears of American voters has become politicized to mean money that Democrats give to poor people, particularly black poor people, because they feel guilty about taking it all from Wall Street, right? That's pretty much the cadence. In Europe, it means something completely different. It means that people pay higher taxes than they do here, so that people like me don't end up either just in the army or in prison. Instead, they get educated. When they get educated, that means that when they leave school, they get jobs they would never have gotten before, and they pay higher taxes all the way through their lifetime because they're earning more. So whatever you spent on me, out of the equivalent of the Scottish ghetto, and believe me, it was like that, it's been repaid 5 or 6 times over in the future taxes that you're paying. So welfare is a system that creates an escalator of social mobility, which benefits society as a whole if you do it right. If, on the other hand, you turn it into a political football and residualize it and make it a political contest, then, of course, it ends up with what we got here.
So you would say that the quote-unquote welfare state in America is much different than the one in Europe?
Oh, hell yeah.
And can you give me like what are the big ways they're different?
So I'll give you an example, right? So how much does it cost to do a master's degree in the United States just now? About $50,000 private, $30,000 if you go public. Why does it cost so much money? Well, because the privates can do it because they're very good and they can take talent from all over the world. And they also redistribute a lot internally because they've got money and all that. Why do the publics do it? Well, basically because states have been cutting taxes year after year for the past 30 years, and there's no money left in the kitty, so you end up jacking fees up. Now, let's say you want to do engineering, something that if you don't go into finance with your skills ends up benefiting society because you can build stuff and all that's really good, right? And you spend $30,000 and that's an investment over your lifetime and all that, and that's the way we look at it. In Germany, you get to go for free. In Germany, you can be an American. This is absolutely true. Check this out. You as an American can go there if you qualify for one of their engineering master's programs, and they will send you to the Goethe Institute for 6 months before you start so you learn German. You will then get a free education at the best technical universities probably in the world outside of MIT and Caltech. And then they'll let you stay because you will be a high tax paying productive member of society. How's that for different?
That's a lot different. Oh, my God. So that sounds like, see, in America, for some reason, we see education spending or college spending as a cost instead of an investment. And it seems, but which it is an investment, and people don't understand that. So why should we pay for you to go to college? Because it's actually an investment in our own country. That's what you would say?
Yeah, absolutely. And, although I'm not paying back the British exchequer for the money they invested in me, I'm paying a boatload of taxes here in the US, even if your overall tax rates are lower, because I basically went from somebody that should have been either basically on drugs or in prison or in the army and ended up at an Ivy League and a professorship. Well, surely that benefits society as a whole, that I'm not out there mugging grandmothers. Instead, I'm out there educating their kids.